Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talk. We finally got a podcast for y'all. Hope you guys had a nice break, kind of without us. We were posting content. We had the parody. Then Christian made a compilation of Yankee pitchers hitting home runs. A couple of you in the comments didn't seem to understand that the Yankees are an American League team. So the actual pitchers who are currently at the time playing on the Yankees hitting a home run, chances are close to none. So apparently some of you guys didn't realize that, which I was a little disappointed in. But, definitely some of you guys out there, you know what you're talking about. But nonetheless, we appreciate you supporting the channel either way. As far as that goes, the MLB canceled the first two series of the season. Oh, it's just terrible news. Me and Christian were heartbroken to say the least, and then one of them was against the Astros. So, I mean, it really, really stings. And we were going to see Joey Gallo return to his former park there in Arlington, Texas. And it sucks, but listen, you can't get down on yourself. You can't, reminisce.
No.
You just got to get straight to business. Just got to, all right, put it in the pocket. It's in the past, and just got to go forward. I believe now, don't quote me on this, I believe the Yankees opening day now is at home against the Red Sox, I think like April 7th. So, I mean, that should be fun. But the season's going to happen eventually. At least what I think. Okay. Yeah, but we're back here today. We're going to talk about some of the new MLB rule changes being implemented into the 2023 season. As we know, the MLB, especially over this lockout, they definitely are trying to change the game for the better. That we had a few rules last couple of years, the runner, second base, extra innings. So they've been talking about all these rule changes for a while, and we're starting to see some of them being implemented. And they're kind of like testing it out. I mean, the runner on second base, they were, that was kind of like a test now, because now they're going to get rid of it, right? So it looks like they're just trying to test everything out, which I don't hate, I don't love, but they're trying to find what fits the best for the game. We're going to talk about these new rules today. One last thing before we get into it. We do have a big thing in the works. I know we've been saying that for literally like a month now, guys, but keep in mind the person we're gonna hopefully have on is very, very busy. So we're just trying to line up a time, but it's gonna happen, I'm pretty sure, eventually. So definitely stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get into it. Christian, how are you doing today?
Hey now, I'm doing good. To the fans, look, we're being legit. I know we say it every episode, but we're really trying to make this happen. It's not that easy, because guess what? Right? If you were trying to talk to the president, it's not as easy as just dialing his number, You got to go through people. It's a little bit of a process, and our guy is close to the president, so we're doing our best. Look, we're gonna try and get him on.
It's Babe Ruth, for you guys wondering.
He's still alive. To the people who commented on the last video that I spent 5 hours. I spent like an hour going through every Yankee roster and every pitcher and seeing if they hit a home run. J.A. Happ, he hit a home run, but I couldn't find a clip of it. And people, after I put in all that work, seeing who hit homers, finding the clips, putting it all together, got a nice intro that I paid $20 for, and people still are hating in the comments. The last Yankee to hit a home run was Lindy McDaniel in 1972. We don't have clips from 1972. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, and the Yankees hitters,
I mean, come on.
Pitchers,
Come on.
Yankees pitchers in general have not hit very well, especially over the last 20, 25 years.
If you're one of those people who made a hate comment, look, I don't have anything against you. Is that kind of your fault? Yeah. Yeah, but we can totally move past that. You keep watching the podcasts, dropping likes, and we'll stay chill.
Yeah, let's keep it positive there in the comments. You know, I want nice messages saying I love you, Bronx Talks. Boston sucks. I hate Altuve. Let's keep it positive in the comments, guys.
I think I have one other thing.
What?
I don't know. Let's get into it. If I think of it, I'll mention it later.
Yeah, we're kind of stalling a bit. You know.
A little bit.
Okay. Christian, would you like to announce the new rules, or would you like me to do it?
I would like to do it. I want to do it.
The floor is yours.
Sunday, I got an ESPN notification.
Notification?
I think it was a Jeff Passan article.
The pastor.
MLB PA proposed some new rules. Obviously, the season's getting delayed. Nothing's really happening. They even said that they're going backwards. However, they kind of put the money aside and they focused on more of the rules of baseball. So they proposed a pitch clock, probably a 15-second pitch clock. This would really help. Obviously, to all these rules a little later. But just a quick overview, this is what baseball's trying to do, make the games go faster. So pitch clock, nothing against that. First impressions, love it. They also banned the shift. And now this huge one. Ryan's happy. I think it's good. I think hitters need to learn how to adjust, but they didn't. And to be quite frank, it'll make games more entertaining if you ban the shift. So I like it. Thumbs up. And our last rule is larger bases. And I was very confused at first when I saw this. Ryan, you originally said it would make stealing easier, make the bases closer. I read.
Well, let me rephrase.
Okay.
I wasn't saying making the bases closer. That's not what I meant. Okay. I meant you have more sliding room. You know, you have way more sliding room to get into the base. You know, rather than you did have before.
That is completely my fault. I am very sorry about that. Never let me
tip the cap to you. We all make mistakes unless you're Aaron Judge. He doesn't make them.
Exactly. Or Garrett Cole. Or Jordan Montgomery.
There's a little Gumby in there. I'm going to throw a hot take in there. Or Jama Show. The Cheyenne.
Right now. I don't know if that's a mistake. Best of luck to his recovery.
I love Jama.
But the shifts, not the shifts. What are we looking at here? The bases, I'll get into that more. I got some statistics I could break down. But Ryan, what are you thinking about all these new rules?
Definitely a fan of most of them. Well, I'll just give me an opinion first, one by one. Let's start off with the pitch clock. Now, I don't know. I like, I'm a huge guy on the whole facet or idea. Baseball is the only sport that doesn't run on a clock, and it still won't run on a clock. I think I'm just, anything with timers and stuff like that in baseball, it just kind of worries me. But, that's like I said, like not having a clock, that's what I love about baseball. You know what I mean? Go at your own pace. Like the pitcher on the mound, he controls the game. But listen, if you look at it, it kind of has to be done in a sense. No one can sit down and watch 4.5-hour games. Especially now, the games go on forever and ever and ever. So many new long game records being broken few years ago in the London series, we had the Yanks and the Sox, the longest 9-inning game in MLB history. It was like 6 hours. I was watching that game, unfortunately. All of it. Not that great of a game. We almost
They got
blew
baseball practice.
yeah. But listen, it needs to be done in a sense, because we need to help out our game. The game is struggling right now, and to speed it up, that's one of the best ways you can do it. I think most pitchers will be fine with it. Some of them do take a while, but hey, they'll adjust. The second one, banning the shift. Love, 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 love that one. Now, I remember this rule got proposed pretty quickly after the shift was implemented or came to be. It was started by the Rays under Joe Madden. The shift would, that the Rays are very creative. The Rays started the shift, the opener. Very creative over there. But
baseball.
Yep, thanks at Tampa Bay Rays. Well, the shift was always a facet in the game, in a sense, where you'd slide over a little bit depending on which player. Sometimes, they used to shift Paul O'Neill a little bit, but like the Rays kind of really, really took it to the next level and added like the custom or standard shifts you see today, and then everyone copied the Rays, and that's how it really got implemented. Like 2014, 2013, around that time is when the shift became like a thing. And it got proposed in the beginning. I was ready with you, Christian. I said, players, they got to learn to hit against the shift. It's what, 2020?
Learn how to bunt.
It's 2022 with the analytics just growing in our game. They're not going to bunt. They're not going to hit against the shift. They want a home run. So, it's been nearly 10 years now, a little bit under, and they haven't been able to do it. So what? We're just gonna sit here and suffer? I get the idea. You don't want to limit players to playing a certain spot, but in a sense, that's not really gonna happen. But now we can finally see left-handed hitters hit the ball through the right side. Joey Gallo, he's probably jumping up and down. And it's going to be exciting. More runs are going to be scored, and baseball definitely wants to create more offense. Yeah, but we got enough pitching that it won't affect us. It's going out to you. We're at the coaching. Love Gary. The third rule and the final rule that was agreed upon between the Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Players Association was to increase the bases. Now, I originally didn't really know why, just because I'd never seen, anyone ever talk about it before, and stuff like that. I didn't even know this was a possible thing. To be honest with you, I was later informed by a few of my friends, a few notifications, reading a few articles on why it happened. It's to create, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong here, easier for, safer for the players to slide into the bag and stuff like that, preventing injuries, and more efficient calls and better calls by the umpire. And actually, one of the first people who told me why this was added, shout out to Baseballers, their podcast. We went over there. Definitely check them out. And he actually informed this to me first, and then doing some more research.
Jeff Path.
I don't know. I mean, the whole bases being bigger. I mean, come on. I mean, baseball players get injured regardless. You see someone get knocked out in football. They're playing the next snap. One guy gets a blister in baseball and he's out for 3 months. I don't get it. Baseball players just find ways to get injured. We don't know why. But so I mean, I don't really think it's going to be, that dress. I don't know. But didn't he like hurt his thumb sliding in the bag last year?
Yeah, so did
Yeah,
Bosch.
yeah, maybe Baj probably did too.
He did.
Um he did. Okay.
It was his
But
pinky, but who needs
yeah,
it?
wouldn't can't you still jam your hand on the
Well, the
bag?
whole idea with the bases is that, so first off, it's going to make stealing a lot easier because this is from an MLB player. Unless you slide right into the front of the base, you're bound to come off of it. So making the
Uh-huh.
base bigger, it's easier to stay on.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, now this is, I'm not the guy who wrote this article, but he said there would be more safe calls at first. I don't know how much of a difference that's really making, but sure, I guess the bang bang plays. Yeah, and it'll be easier for umps to make a call, which means less challenges, which means faster pace of game. And
Or
also,
Christian,
you're
you could just get I don't mean to interrupt. You just get better umpires and get Angel Hernandez
or
out there.
robo umps, which the players did not agree on actually.
Wow, little
Yeah.
surprised about that.
Yeah, you'd think that the players they'd want that. And last thing for the base, it's double plays. So I know they have a rule now where you can't like take a middle infielder out, but suppose it'll be almost impossible to get injured.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously,
Double play.
if we want to talk about that a little bit, listen, I mean, they definitely did have to do it because those rules were really unsafe, right? I mean, they were unsafe, and I don't blame them for doing it. But man, those are fun. I mean, I miss just watching someone running full speed coming home, laying out the catcher. I mean, imagine if Aaron Judge is coming at you or coming at you full speed, just lowers the shoulder. I mean, you're getting killed. Oh, I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that man, maybe another like baseball league. They'll create their own baseball league and they'll have that as one of the rules, kind of like what they did in the XFL with the fair catch, but that probably won't happen because
Ryan, you're onto something. If they made, like, I'm talking 100 years from now, baseball, if it went like super downhill and someone tries to start up a new league, it's baseball with more contact. So like maybe you have one batter and one offensive fielder, and that offensive fielder is allowed to just like tackle whoever the ball goes to, or just trying to fly or something like that. But I mean, the whole thing with baseball, because you were saying this, like baseball players, they can't take anything, they're so delicate. They're playing every day. It's not football. You
definitely do have a point. But it just, there's so many players. I mean, you're definitely right. But I mean, just look at how many players the Yankees had on like the IL the last like few years. We had the Mets; their whole team was injured. I mean, all these teams are just breaking down, like breaking down. And the Mets had to have like AAA players last year. I mean, it's crazy amount all these times these players get injured.
Yeah. Oh well, they're also a lot more delicate now with the players.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mind? I'm going to share my opinion on the other two rules. The pitch clock. You said you weren't a fan.
I said I wasn't a fan. But I understand it, and makes sense. I kind of agree.
I guess this is what I'd say. I completely disagree with your whole take on baseball. There's no clock. It's meant to be played endless. Clock sports. Now, baseball is like my soul sport. It's really the only sport I really watch. But a clock sport, it's so much more exciting because you like know when it's going to end. Like there's a finish. That's what makes the final part of it so intense. Now, baseball, obviously, you have innings, but I think take innings aside and go like actually into an inning. You don't even know when the pitcher's going to throw a ball. I mean, think about like a big situation, like bases loaded. I mean, it could be like a full minute, pitch to pitch. Although if you have that clock, it's like a countdown from here we go. Something big's gonna happen. And I mean, not only will it shorten games, but
what if you go
there's
over
more
the
of an
clock?
intensity, I feel like, with that.
What happens if you go over the clock?
I mean, they probably just get fined. Because they did this with batters. I remember when they would always.
They're not just gonna. They're not. I don't think they just fine a guy.
No, because they did the same thing with batters. I remember because when they used to like step out, readjust their batting gloves. You weren't.
Yeah, but that's different. There's no rule. There's no rule in place to that. The pitch clock. If you go over the pitch clock, you're just gonna get fined.
I mean, you're not getting like ejected. You're not gonna get suspended. I think.
Yeah, I know, but there's no pun. Like if it's Game 7 in the world, if it's Game 7 in the World Series, I got the bases loaded. I could just have the pitch clock go over and take my fine and pitch when I feel comfortable. There has to be.
I think that's perfectly fine. If a pitcher's okay with getting fined in the biggest spot ever, then sure you can do that. I think that's.
I don't know. I don't know. I think they'll probably add something.
Maybe as innings go on, the fine increases. I don't. Or maybe like if you do it over and over, the fine increases.
I mean, listen, I don't think many
it's
people.
It's definitely just going to be a fine. I can't see any other solution.
Why not just make it like a ball or something?
What do you mean?
Make it a ball if you go over.
I think
because that way no one's going to go over. I mean, well, no one's going to go over really anyway. And you can't pitch the ball with 15 seconds or whatever. Then you got an issue. But I don't know.
I don't think a ball's. That's not what they're trying to do. They're not trying to punish the team. They're trying to punish the pitcher almost.
Well, it's kind of like
it's the simplest thing. Also,
it's kind of like when they have the mound meetings and the umpire goes to the mound. He's like, "Let's wrap it up."
Yeah.
And then a lot of times you just see the pitching coach just put his finger up like 1 second and keep talking to him, and the ump can't really like do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, that's why I think a fine would be a lot more standard. So also you don't have to like be calculating it every pitch. Just after the game, someone goes through it. I mean, it's black and white. You did 16 seconds. All right, $10,000. Another
$10,000,
$100,000, million. Take your contract away.
I think with those fines, I wouldn't want you as commissioner.
I'd be better than Manfred, and you know it.
No, you definitely would be, but if I'm on a minimum league salary, I would definitely be afraid to get in trouble with you. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. All right, we talked way too much.
Oh wait, hold on.
Come on.
Last few things on shifts. I'm sorry, but I cannot let these stats go to waste. Infielder. So a lot of people are wondering how the shift's going to work because watch out for your camera. Also,
doing that.
My
bad, guys.
Like you can't ban bunt shifts. That's different.
Yeah.
So
that's not a shift.
My understanding is that infielders that can't stand on the outfield before a pitch.
That's good.
No 4 outfielders, and I assume no 6 infielders.
Hey, Rays, you can go suck that.
Yeah, how are you going to win a game now? And basically everyone pitching or playing in their real position. Except this, I guess on bunt defense, it's a little different.
Yeah. Also, that's been the bunt defense has been
another article said no baby center fielder. I mean, that makes sense. If a guy hits a ground ball up the middle, that should be a base hit. That's good people hitting. And little fun fact for the fans: there were about 7,000 shifts in 2013. Can you guess how many there were in 2021?
How many were last in 2013?
7,000 about.
So that's when it got introduced. I'm gonna go with 35,000.
Oh, pretty much double that. 60,000.
Wow.
5,000 hits were taken away by the shift last year.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. The greatest times when baseball was thriving was without the shift. Let's get rid of it. It's stupid.
Yeah, that's That's crazy.
And now what's going to be awesome, I know playing on baseball team, there'll always be like that one kid who wanted to like replicate the shift and like IO and stuff like that. Guys, let's do a shift. Now we can not have people do that, which is awesome because the shifts are stupid.
Totally.
And also, the Rays definitely, the Rays are shitting themselves. The Rays are screwed. They're like, oh my god, I can't shift.
It's like Kevin Cash just broke up with his girlfriend. You good?
I hate Kevin Cash. We should take away his 2009 World Series ring.
I totally agree. With the Yanks.
Yeah. It was Posada, Jose Molina, a little Francisco Cervelli, and a little Kiermaier. Kevin Cash, my bad.
All right, Ryan, would you like to talk
about the new
postseason?
The new postseason format. And correct me if I'm wrong, Christian.
Sure.
That is for this upcoming season.
This season. We're going to see it this year.
Right.
We didn't even mention this yet. All these effects, all these rule changes, they're not happening this year. It's for 2023.
Yeah.
There's no chance of those rules happening this year.
Except for the expanded playoffs.
Well, I wouldn't even say that's a rule. But the players, of course, they need time. So none of that's happening this year. Joey Gallo's going to be a bum for another year. Hopefully not.
All right. Well, now, I think it didn't get officially agreed upon. They were talking about a 14 team. It didn't get officially agreed upon, but it's likely going to happen. So it was originally 14, and then the MLBPA said, "No, we're not doing that. That's not happening." So then the MLB was like, "All right, come on." So I think they compromised. Didn't fully agree yet. It's not official, but it looks like it's going to be 12-team playoff. With the top two teams in every league, so the American and the National League, and the top two teams will get a bye. Now, we never had a bye in baseball. That's certainly something it's going to be interesting to see how that works. But, for example, you don't have to be a division winner to get the bye. So, for example, if the Yankees and the Blue Jays have the top two best records in the American League, they would both get a bye. It doesn't matter that the Blue Jays won the division or the Yankees won the division as long as they have the top two records. So they would both get a bye, is what my understanding is. But like I said, it totally could get changed up because, there's still stuff they got to discuss between the new playoff format. That's basically all there is to it. So 6 teams in each league will obviously have the top 2 teams get a bye, and then the 4 other teams fight it out. Listen, I don't really have an opinion on it. Look, the owners need it for more. They want more money. Listen, I get it. Kind of how I feel with the pitch clock. Not totally a fan of it, but I understand it, and I definitely do see why it's necessary in a sense. I'm just gonna be interested to see how it plays out. Also, I believe, can't you pick the team who you want? Is that being added? Because I know they were.
And this will. You've talked about this a ton, but this will create the sort of rivalry. Because you'll have, say you'll have the third place Yankees, and they'll get to pick out of the remaining teams that made the playoffs. You could have the Yankees maybe pick the Astros, and the Astros are like, "Oh, really? You have the guts to pick us?" And then they face off. Or maybe you have the underdog, the Mariners, sneak into the playoffs, and someone picks them, and then bang, they come out and sweep them. So you could have sort of these mini rivalries form, which could be cool. Another pro, adding it. Overall, though, I think it takes away a bit from the regular season. Because big reason to watch the regular season is to see who makes the playoffs. But if half the league's making the playoffs, why would I care about watching the regular season? Especially for like a casual, say like a casual Dodgers fan. It would be a miracle if the Dodgers didn't make the postseason in a 14-team.
12 team.
14. They're talking
It's-
about it again.
No, it's 12.
I can't look it up right now as I'm talking.
It's 12. They compromised on a 12 team.
But if you had a team like the Dodgers, why is your casual Dodgers fan going to watch the game? There's no point because, yeah, they'll watch the playoffs, but the regular season, they would have no interest. So, yeah, it takes away from the regular season, but there's more postseason baseball, and postseason baseball's fun.
Uh-huh.
So, overall, it's kind of just like we knew it was going to happen. Don't love it or hate it. It's there.
Yeah.
It's over a bracket that we made like a month after the season ended because we had like a crazy bracket when it came true. You know, everyone was going to say that's crazy. You predicted
Yeah,
it.
Christian, it's 12 teams.
All right.
The players were willing to discuss a 14 playoff. Reading here, 4 modest proposals on the expanding MLB postseason to 12 teams. But it could end up being 14 teams.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not guaranteed.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's 14. My bad.
I was saying it could be 12 or 14.
Yeah, we don't really know yet. That's one thing that I got to agree on. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it pans out. I mean, there's nothing really to say. I mean, at least it definitely teams are going to be way more competitive, and that's definitely good. I was kind of like, I don't know, I don't know the logistics and stuff like that. But last year was one of the craziest trade deadlines. And just hear me out. I know this is kind of off topic, but you'll get it after I'm done. Yeah. Last year was one of the craziest trade deadlines in history of the game. I mean, so many players got traded. It was unbelievable. Some top players too in the game. And I was watching MLB Network, and a lot of them, like guys like John Heyman were on there, Harold Reynolds, a lot of these guys, they were saying, this is good for the game, like all these players swapping teams. And I kind of agreed about it because, we see a lot of sports. There's always like photoshops of players in other jerseys. They're always like, who's going to go here? Who's going to go there? Like, it's just like, I think people would get more into it. That's just, my mic keeps cutting in and out there.
No, you're good.
You hear me good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I thought that was really good, but that's kind of not going to be the case, really, because more teams are going to try to compete for a spot.
Yeah, more teams will be active, definitely, and also the tanking teams. Another big problem in baseball that you're trying to eliminate, and that'll help.
Because, in football, especially, rebuilding teams, it takes 2, 3, 4 seasons top to build a good team. Think of the Bengals this year. Bengals last year had one of the worst records in the NFL. This year they went to the Super Bowl. It doesn't take that long to rebuild a team in the NFL and other sports. In baseball, it takes so incredibly long because you have to develop players through the minor league. The Orioles, they've been putrid for so long. Teams like the Marlins, they had that one playoff berth in 2020 in the shortened season. Other than that, they hadn't made the playoffs since 1997. The Mariners haven't made the playoffs in 2 decades and counting. It's just
now one thing I've seen if I'm not mistaken, the players don't want a 14-team playoff, right? They want a 12.
I think yes, I think so.
I think I've read this. I think. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. It's my fault. But the players, if it's a 14-team playoff, you don't really need to do much to get in the playoffs. As long as you don't suck, you have a good group of guys, you're probably going to get in. And once you get in, anyone can win. So teams, they wouldn't be spending as much money on players because why would you need? Hold on. Why would you need to spend that much money on players when all you need to do is get in the postseason? Once you get in the postseason, anything can happen. Some players aren't getting as much money.
Yeah, but they will get the playoff bonuses. So I mean, that's definitely like if you're a minimum salary guy, the extra playoffs you get a playoff bonus. Then you win the pennant, you get a pennant bonus. You win the World Series, you get your World Series bonus. So definitely, definitely
less incentivized because they wouldn't need to go all out like the Yankees, for example. Not that they necessarily went all out. Or I guess a team like the Dodgers, they wouldn't have to overdo it, at the trade deadline or in free agency.
Yeah, because the postseason's like a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best thing about baseball playoffs. NBA, like a lot. NBA is a big sport, so a lot of people do watch the playoffs in the NBA. But like, there's also a lot of people who don't like watch until the finals because you already know who's winning like every series. Like, there's no NFL. You usually know who's gonna win. I mean, there's always like teams that are like, like close, like you go either way. But
and that's something that baseball does have to its advantage. With all the bad things about it, and that's why making the playoffs bigger, it's probably a good thing because you'll have that.
Yeah,
against the playoffs. That
okay. Just some quick little news that broke over here. I can confirm that the next game for the Yankees as of now is April 7th, 2022 against the Red Sox at the stadium. So I was correct there. The Yankee Jungle on Instagram, really good Yankee page, posts good news. John Heyman tweeted, quick Freddie Freeman news. The source is the low-revenue Tampa Bay Rays made superstar Freddie Freeman an offer for the lockout. Yankees, very interested, period. Jays, Dodgers, others could fit. It's a surprise the Braves didn't lock him up before the lockout. They remain in a mix. So, kind of interesting there with Freeman. I don't know what's going to happen because Yankees, like all the reports we're seeing from like John Heyman, all these guys, Yankees are extremely interested in Freeman. Like they really want him. But then Buster Olney, another great baseball writer, he went on the Michael Kay show and said he thinks it's very unlikely the Yankees signed Freddie Freeman. Even with the reports out, the Yankees are very interested. So definitely going to be curious to see what pans out there. I don't even care at this point. Just get me someone. Anyone. Anyone. Even Rizzo. Rizzo Rakes.
Would you like to go on to our fun topic? Right?
The door here. He's just barking up a storm.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Are you sure you can hear me? Because my mic keeps cutting out. You sure?
You're totally good.
All right.
For today's fun topic, we always do this as a tradition on Bronx Talks. We each have a team that we think is most likely to have a scandal. So that could be that's going on right now, that just hasn't been public, or that's going to happen. And Ryan, you can go first.
All right, so I actually have teams that I believe cheating scandal. Don't worry, not that many. Started off here. We got the White Sox, the Indians, Tigers, Royals, Twins, Orioles, Red Sox, Rays, Jays, Houston Astros, Los Angeles Angels, Oakland Athletics, Seattle Mariners, Texas Rangers, Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers, Pittsburgh Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals, Atlanta Braves, Miami Marlins, New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies, Washington Nationals, Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies, Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego Padres, San Francisco Giants. So those are all of the teams that I got. Not that many, like I said, that I think are cheating.
I just have one, two.
Okay.
I'll take yours. Boston Red Sox.
Boston stinks.
I was saying this last year. You don't go from being a team that doesn't make the playoffs, that finishes below 500, and then the next year with the exact same team. Only difference, Kike Hernandez is not a difference. The only difference,
Alex
you
Cora.
hire back the guy
Alex Cora
started the whole Astros cheating scam.
Alex Cora. Alex Cora's. I hate Alex Cora. He is so annoying. He's so irritating. Oh my god, he is so annoying. He really.
My second scandal. You get the Mets. You know, it already runs in there.
Yeah.
And look, I'm sorry about what's happened. It's not going to be another sexual harassment issue. That stuff's bad. It's going to be a financial scandal.
So
like
there's Bobby Bonilla didn't get his yearly $1 million. That's going to be the scandal.
I could really see something like that. Steve Cohen maybe, and maybe it's something totally stupid that Steve Cohen does. Yeah, something like where he's just I don't want to pay this guy. He's not playing for my team.
Or he took out like a massive loan and can't pay it back.
Yeah, or he does some like crazy Elon Musk type thing where he invests in a bunch of stocks or like all his money out on something and then it's gone and then he can't pay for Scherzer's contract.
Or he bets on games. Little Calvin Ridley shout out. Bets on games. Also, big F you to Max Scherzer, by the way. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's a bum. It's totally not his character, too. You know what I mean? He's not a Met. Like, and he's only doing it for the money. It's the only reason.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people go to the Yankees, though, too. Anyways, though, that's all I got.
That's all we got here in Bronx Talks. Hope you enjoyed it. We just kind of broke down the rules for you. You know, told you a little bit about them. You probably already knew about it already. We just gave you a little more insight on them. Like I said, we got that big thing in the works. Just stay with us. I know we're kind of being a-holes, but, you know, like... We're trying really hard, and you'll appreciate it when it does happen. And if it doesn't, you guys deserve to bash us in the comments.
Yeah, we can get all the fake hype, whatever you want to call us. Fake allies, I don't care. Call me whatever you want.
You're the allié intro, Christian.
What?
I thought you were going to, edit a clip of, the allié, intro song.
Oh, I'll do that. I guess.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of feel like we're shifting into a Fortnite.
A little Fortnite-y for.
No, we're not doing it. Scratch it.
It could be fun. I'll see if it's funny.
Drop in the comment section below if you want to join Fraggy Clan. Quick shout out to Fraggy. Oh my God, we need baseball back. All right, let's get Freeman, Olsen, Jose Ramirez, Carlos Correa, Carlos Rodon, every good player on the Yankees. That's all we got here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you got any ideas for us here on Bronx Talks, please drop it in the comment section below. Because we are running out of ideas. If it wasn't for these rules, we don't even know what we'd be done. So please, if you got anything, just drop it in the comment section below. Our upload schedule is literally kind of everywhere because We're
No,
working on the
it's
big
not.
thing.
It's not everywhere. I'll tell you what the upload schedule is right here.
Got it.
Thursday, 3:15. I have it scheduled, so it's all set. This is going up Thursday, 3:15. Then you got another video pumping out on Sunday. Sunday, that doesn't have a set time. Sunday's more loosey-goosey. But we got a podcast Thursday, and then Sunday will be like some fun Yankees, like top moments or compilations, whatever. That's the schedule for now. We'll see what happens when the season starts.
Please, just agree on it, T.
Yeah, sure. Do
Can't
it.
do this much longer. I really can't.
Yeah.
So I wore my Bodge jersey out in public, and someone called me judge. I literally was so happy. So all right. I'm sorry, guys. You guys definitely like can't wait to just click off the video and just say, "Oh,
We already have.
If you stayed with us, big tip of the cap to you."
0-1.
And yeah, baseball season is starting up. I don't know. Okay. As always, Bronx Sox, thank you for joining us. Bronx Sox, keep talking.